Hi friends, welcome to Canadian Cutting Edge, and today we're taking a look at this. This is a chef's knife from TwoSun Knives, the TS901 Mazwan Mokhtar design, and I'm going to tell you all about them. I'm going to try to do this one as quickly or more quickly than I've ever done a review before. So let's get at it. So here it is, 14C 28N stainless steel, over 8 inches. I'll do all the dimensions in just a minute. It's a drop point chef's knife. You know, it's not a particular, it's not like a Santoku. It's, nothing super unique. It's just a regular chef's knife, full flat grind, and it's got a polished satin finish, and it will leave my fingerprints all over it every time I touch it. It's just the way it is. So we got a fairly pointy tip on this knife. If that's the kind of knife you want, then this is the kind of knife you want. So there's that. By the way, TwoSun has made a load of chef's knives of a variety of styles. Everything from boning knives to cleavers to Santokus to, all kinds. And, basic chef's knife as well, from a number of different designers. Usually it's 14C 28N stainless steel like this one is. They also do some Damascus ones. Almost always full tang construction. And this one's no exception. Full, complete tang. 3 stainless steel pins in there and a proper wooden handle. Now, not all of the websites say what wood this is. Focus, come on. But one of the websites said this is desert ironwood. Now, desert ironwood is southwestern United States, northwestern Mexico, the Sonoran Desert, that kind of area. That's what this wood is. So it's a very fine grain. And this, I'll get you a still picture of the end. This is one piece that was ripped in half and then glued on or attached properly and pinned. And you can tell it's very fine grain. It's a very slow growing wood. It's got a high oil in it. It's a hardwood. That's why it's part of the ironwood family, rosewood kind of family. So really good wood material for handle scales, and they've done a very good job with it. The balance point on this knife is right where these pinch points are, the swedges in the handle are made to hold like that. Let me see if I can get it to balance. Yep, right there. That's how it balanced. Perfect. That's the perfect balance. We got a long knife. Badging on this knife, I'm not too happy with the badging. It's a little too big for what it is. I like that it's got the designer's logo there, the name, model, steel, all that stuff. I like all that information. I just wish it was a little bit smaller, but it's not that bad. Let's do all the dimensions and stuff. And by the way, wooden handle, don't put this in your dishwasher. I wouldn't put any chef's knives, kitchen knives in the dishwasher. Anyway, it's just too abrasive. You're going to dull your edge too quickly. But let's do these dimensions. The weight of this knife is 177 grams, 6.24 ounces. The sharpness from the factory, I got a 95 on my best tester. That's the average score I got. I tested it like 6 times. Very well done. The length of the sharp edge, 206 millimeters, 8.11 inches. The full length of the blade, tip to the closest spot on the wood handle there, that is 210 millimeters, 8.27 inches. The blade depth this way, the widest point here, 49.3 millimeters, 1.94 inches, so pretty close to 2 inches. The thickness of the blade stock at the thickest spot along the spine, 2.28 millimeters, 0.09 of an inch, so under 1/10 of an inch thin. That's nicely done. It's a nice thin blade. The cutting edge, it's thin right behind that edge. It is 0.35 millimeters, 13.5 thousandths, and it's very even almost all the way up. Tiniest bit thicker right near the tip, but not much at all. Really, really well done in terms of keeping it nice and thin. The handle length is about 130 millimeters, 5.12 inches. The thickness of the handle, it's pretty even across here, right in the middle, 21.5 millimeters, 0.85 inches. The handle depth within the grip, the widest points back here, 29.2 millimeters, 1.15 inches. The grip area is right around 110 millimeters, 11 centimeters, 4.3 inches. And the total length of this knife is 340 millimeters, 13.39 inches. Nicely done. I'm happy with that. How much does this knife cost? I found it in two places. One eBay seller and White Mountain Knives, $49.99 US. If you buy it from White Mountain Knives, you get 10% off with coupon code CCE. That's for Canadian Cutting Edge. That makes it $44.99. So 45 US dollars is right around 62 Canadian dollars. And yes, I bought mine from White Mountain Knives, had it shipped into Canada after the beginning of the first tariff stuff, and I got it through, no problem at all. No extra fees that I had to pay or anything. Your mileage may vary. And no, there's no stores in Canada that have these. $62. Yeah, in Canada, it's tough to find a nice knife like this for 62 bucks. I like almost everything about this knife. It's very comfortable. The finish here, there's a slight oddness to the finish here, right at the handle where the blades, the spine is one thing. Then here they polished it a little bit more, and so you can see where they polished it. They probably should have just polished it all the way along instead of had that little transition point. And the other thing is the blade here, it's all belly, but there's a little section right in here that it's more flat than bellied. So, you know, to my eye, I can catch all those tiny little details, and it looks just slightly off, but it's fine. It's fine. And the badging, I'd like it to be a little smaller. Other than that, this thing works exactly as well as you'd expect it to work. I've got a lot of experience with chef's knives. I've sharpened loads of them. I used to have a sharpening business, and that's the main thing I sharpen for restaurants and for individuals. And this knife just works really, really well as a chef's knife. I think you'll be happy with it if you get one. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And remember, friends, cut towards your chum, not your thumb.